I'm Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Behind the Star.
Thanks, Sheriff Bradshaw. Let's start by thanking all of our law enforcement brothers and sisters who serve and protect our communities. Recently, we celebrated National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, but it's also important to honor the heroes who go to work to protect and serve every day of the year. And remember that members of the Sheriff's Office are human. We feel, we fear, we cry, and we cheer. But at the end of the day, no matter what's going on, we are there for the citizens of Palm Beach County. If you need us, dial 911 for emergencies and 561-688-3400 for non-emergencies. And let's keep it safe on our roadways. It's important to drive defensively, responsibly, and attentively. While handling a traffic complaint, these little law-abiding citizens asked for a picture. And how could we say no? Let's drive with our children in mind, especially in school zones. There are always going to be accidents that could be prevented. At times, during our daily patrolling, we come across road debris. Without thinking about it twice, we remove it. However, if you come across debris, what should you do? Just remember, you can always call star FHP or star 347 to connect with the Florida Highway Patrol. Call FHP only if the debris is on a state road. We've had some fog recently, and so it's a good reminder to take care and caution during conditions where you can't see very far in front of your windshield. That's why it's important to, number one, increase your following distance, and two, slow down. Keep your windshield and windows clear and do not use your cruise control. When you come in contact with a PBSO deputy, you may wonder about all the equipment we use to do our job safely and effectively.
So to start my day, I usually start out after obviously dressing in my full uniform. Put my duty rig on first. You can see here, this is a holster for the baton, holster for our radio, it's for the mic pack for the car. When we do traffic stops or if we're interviewing somebody, it catches everything said. This here is the pouches for our magazines. Have our tourniquets for any kind of critical incidents that needs an application of a tourniquet. Handcuff holder with handcuffs in it. This is our issued holster for our weapon, and this is our OC spray holster. After I get my rig on, make sure everything's set where I like it. Throw my baton in the holster, radio, 2 magazines, and I secure my duty weapon. And I take our issued vest, and I'll next put that on. Make sure everything's secured. Adjust my mic to where I like it properly fit. Attach the mic to the radio so I can hear any transmissions that come over. And then I'm set for the day of duty.
Did you know Florida is ranked 3rd in the nation and Palm Beach County is ranked 3rd in the state for suspected cases of human trafficking? The victims live among us, and they work in abusive situations for little or no pay.
They mow our lawns and vacuum our offices, paint our nails, and paint our houses. They are in the room next door, or the house next door. They're in strip malls where anyone can see them, but most of us don't, because most of us don't know where to look. Until now. In 2017, Polaris analyzed one of the largest human trafficking datasets in the United States. We took the broad concepts of sex trafficking and labor trafficking and broke them down into what they really are: criminal operations within 25 distinct businesses. Now, we know where to find them. Now we can start to understand how they got there, how traffickers work, how the businesses are run. Now we know. Now we end it.
PBSO recently marked Human Trafficking Awareness Day. Members of the Palm Beach County Human Trafficking Task Force participated in the Red Sand Project by pouring red sand into sidewalk cracks to highlight the ways people are vulnerable to exploitation. If you or someone you know is involved in any sort of exploitation, please let us know. One of the problems with human trafficking is that you could be a victim and not even know it. PBSO is working together with Palm Beach County Victim Services so we can spread awareness. If you need help, call 888-373-7888 or text BE-FREE to 233-733. PBSO employees recently participated in the Ride for Hope 2022. This 4-day ride from Jacksonville to Palm Beach Gardens brought awareness to the fight against human trafficking. Great job to everyone involved in this 300-mile ride. And we remind everyone that being forced to work is considered labor trafficking. If you or someone you know needs help, once again, you can call 888-373-7888 to report a suspected case. Did you know there are more than 1,800 sex offenders living in Treasure Coast and Palm Beach County neighborhoods? If you would like to search for predators in your area, go to the website icrimewatch.net. PBSO held a security plan training program for houses of worship. This informational session was presented by Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw.
Good morning, folks. Today, the Sheriff's Office hosted a house of worship training. This is for all the houses of worship in Palm Beach County.
I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. It's important. Looking at this audience, I see the voice of this community. A lot of voices that reach a lot of people. And you need to understand where I'm coming from, where this agency's coming from, and what we do in light of what happened a couple weeks ago.
BPOP program and the Business Partners and Community Partners Against Terrorism has been in existence for many years now. And Palm Beach County and Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office has been sought after to lead the country really in some nation's best practices, this being one of them.
We're here to find out what's being done. We found out a lot today about what the Sheriff's Office is doing, a lot of things I didn't know they're doing, where you can get help, what you need to consider in coming up with a security plan. It's been very helpful today.
We have to have the information to act on because we don't want to respond. I mean, I got SWAT teams and vehicles and you name it, I got it to use. I don't want to use it. I want to stop it ahead of time. That's what this is about.
And the fact that each and every one of you here are here today show that you are very, as the Colonel said, my favorite word, passionate about stopping this before it happens.
This is what we need to have circumvent around us. Who we are, who is around us, take observation, notice, see something, say something, and I'm a firm believer in that.
The most important thing I want to share with you this morning is you need to have a plan. Know the local law enforcement agency that will be responding to your house of worship. Create a threat assessment team. We're going to supply you with some resources that's going to help you along with that.
This is something that's never been done before, to my knowledge, any place where you brought all the different houses of worship in under one roof. You give them some training, you answer the questions.
The Sheriff's Office is concentrating on the mental health issue greatly, and personally I think that's where a lot of the problem is now.
The day after that happened in Broward, we got a call that a student had been expelled from a local school. He was 17. Somebody saw him in the backyard holding up a gun, and because we have a behavioral sciences unit, a mental health unit, they believed he was a danger to himself or the community and took him to get help at a mental health facility. That's how it works, folks.
We want them to have a security plan. We're trying to get that out to the house of worship. We want them to be safer places. We don't want anything like that to happen in Palm Beach County.
The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office sent several deputies and canines to be trained as therapy dogs at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. The dogs will be used to interact with the public and to assist in investigations.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
We're at the Brevard County Sheriff's Office Paws and Stripes program, where they host a program for law enforcement therapy dogs.
A therapy dog is used to comfort victims of crime in times of severe stress. We are unique. We're the only one that specializes in dogs, therapy dogs for law enforcement in the whole country.
What our goal was is to get kids, children that have been the victim of crime, get them to disclose what had happened from them. Prior to trying this program, only about 34% of the kids were actually opening up, telling our agents and our investigators what had happened to them, what type of crime had taken place. We piloted the program for 1 year, and what we found was immediate success. 81% of the children disclosed to us what had happened once they were interacting with the dog, whether it was feeding the dog, reading to the dog, or just petting the dog and using it to break down those barriers. When you look at the number of lives that will be impacted by the dogs and the handlers in this room, it's absolutely amazing.
We have just celebrated our graduation for the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office very first Therapy Dog Academy. We have 4 new dogs that came out of this. These dogs will respond to sexual assaults, domestic violence. We do school programs. These dogs will respond to homicides, suicides, car crashes, catastrophic events, different things. There's a wide scale that we will utilize these dogs for. All of the dogs that you see that have graduated today are rescue dogs from Big Dog Ranch Rescue. Big Dog Ranch Rescue is a facility that takes in dogs that may be unwanted, may have been left on the side of the road. These dogs that we selected about 3 months ago have gone to better than 300 hours worth of training in order to certify today in the process of what we're doing.
Good job.
We do a lot of obedience training first to get the handlers used to handling the dogs and understanding how they've been trained. And then each day, we escalate the amount of stress and activity that the dog has to perform with the handler to make sure that the handler can control the dog in those situations.
We have obstacles set up to see what may be of an environmental concern to the dog. We had hula hoops out here. We had toys.
Good boy.
When we were at Vieira Mall, that's an outdoor mall, and again, it's an exposure to the dogs that they had not seen before. So there are different people, there are different body shapes, there are different types of people, there are different types of approaches that people have.
His primary function is to calm situations and make people feel better.
This is all part of the training where we expose the dogs to as much as we possibly can.
Hey, buddy. He's a service dog.
Go down and visit Ron John's surf shop in Cocoa Beach. The purpose of that visit is, again, to expose the dogs to another environment that they have never seen before, to expose them to as many people as possible, and we try to wear the dogs down to see what their response is going to be and how they respond when they're tired. And then we had the testing process continue. That testing process was the 20-foot sit-stay. In the end, we do a mock interview where we have 2 young persons set up in an apartment inside of the facility here, the training facility. They go in and they actually interview the child, and that interview lasts about 3.5 minutes to see how the handler and the dog are going to operate when they're in that environment.
He's a smaller dog, and we did that intentionally because we felt that when we have smaller kids or elderly people who might be afraid of dogs, that a smaller dog might be a little bit more effective and not as intimidating. As far as the obedience goes, he was spot on with that. That wasn't an issue. I think probably his biggest issue was just being with a lot of big dogs and getting used to that.
Our Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, and his progressive leadership has allowed us this opportunity to expand this program. And now we have a dog in every region. And ultimately, we'd like to have 2, maybe 3 dogs in those regions at some point down the line.
I'm grateful that the sheriff and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office is supporting this and fully behind it, and I really believe that this is going to be very beneficial to the citizens of Palm Beach County.
Recently, PBSO investigated the theft of 2 exotic lizards from a local facility. Here's Kenan Harkin, who created Camp Kenan, a conservation sanctuary in Jupiter.
This was a collaborative effort between Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department District 3 Bureau, Detective Bureau, Florida City Police, and Florida Fish and Wildlife Law Enforcement to get this animal back. They all came together and followed up on these leads, and I am beyond shocked that we have this animal back. I just cannot believe this. And she's quite feisty. And like I said, I got to be quick with her. Here she is. She is returned unharmed. She was recovered in Florida City, which is over 100 miles south of where I live. And she looked fine. She's definitely still got her attitude. She isn't biting me right now, but she's got attitude. She bit me last night. She's been through quite the ordeal. I just can't thank law enforcement enough for what these guys have done. I love these animals, as you guys know. So I'm very grateful that Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, District 3, Detective Bureau, are the bloodhounds they are. They are professionals, man. And they have, all I can say is do not steal in Palm Beach County, because these men and women have an arsenal at their disposal of tools that, quite frankly, is incredible.
96,000. That's how many diapers PBSO distributed with the help of the Diaper Bank covering South Florida. New year, new shoes. PBSO, working with the organization In Jacob's Shoes, is grateful to give back to our community. And it is with great sadness that we announce the passing of retired Captain John Russ. He served honorably and with distinction at PBSO from 1982 to 2007. We honor the passing of Frederick Tyso III. He served PBSO honorably and with distinction for 25 years. We want to share with the PBSO family the passing of retired Deputy Mark Tiberio, who served the citizens of Palm Beach County from June 1992 to June 2017. We are saddened by the passing of retired Lieutenant Don Girth, who joined the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office in 1982 until retiring as a lieutenant and watch commander in 2009. He was one of the original pilots for Traumahawk and the chief pilot for the PBSO Aviation Department. Almost 100 years ago, PBSO Deputy Sheriff Frederick Baker was shot and killed while attempting to arrest a group of fugitives north of West Palm Beach. We will never forget the sacrifice he made to protect our community. We send our most sincere condolences to the Tampa Police Department for the loss of Officer Matthew David McNeil. We are keeping Officer McNeil's family and the entire department in our thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of retired Sergeant Kerry Fleming. He served honorably from 1979 to 2005. He is survived by his wife, a former PBSO employee, and son, PBSO Sergeant Chris Fleming.
I'm Sheriff Rick Bradshaw, and I'm pleased to announce that text to 911 is now available in Palm Beach County. Even though this technology is now available, it's important for you to still call when you can and text when you can't. And here's a few things you need to know about text to 911.
When should you text? Texting to 911 is an option for individuals that are deaf, hard of hearing, have a speech impairment, or in an emergency situation where a voice call is not possible. With texting to 911 now available, why is it still so important to call? When seconds matter, a conversation is the best and fastest way for a dispatcher to retrieve and deliver life-saving information. There is no replacement to the calm voice on the other end of a line in a true emergency. How does it work? Your phone must have a data plan that supports texting. Find the text icon on your phone. Tap New Message, type 911, no space or dash in the To field. Make sure to include the street address, city, and/or town. Include the type of emergency, police, fire, or medical. Currently, our system is not capable of receiving photos or videos, just plain text messages. Do not send a group text. And do not use acronyms, abbreviations, or emojis. 911 responders will reply to your text. If your text didn't go through, you'll receive a message letting you know.
Also, remember that calling or texting to 911 when it's not an emergency and it's on purpose could be a crime. It can distract attention away from people who truly need help. Don't text and drive ever. And lastly, please remember, call when you can, text when you can't.
For more information on Text to 911 in Palm Beach County, visit us at www.pbso.org/text-to-911.
Welcome back to Behind the Star. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Aviation and Search and Rescue Unit does incredible work to protect and serve our citizens. Here's more on the department and the people vital to its success.
My name is Eddie Davalos, and I'm a deputy with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. For you guys who wants to be a pilot when you grow up, I'm going to show you the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Aviation Unit. Are you ready?
We have 3 different helicopters. They're Bell helicopters. I'm Deputy Sheriff John Reed. I'm a pilot with the Sheriff's Department Aviation Unit. And this is Eagle 3. Each one of our helicopters is called Eagle, and each one numbered accordingly. And this just happens to be Eagle 3 that we're flying today. The first thing we do when we come into work is we have to make sure our aircraft's operational, right? So I have to do what's called a pre-flight. And I check the aircraft over to make sure it's serviceable. The mechanics of it, the computers in it, every aspect of the aircraft.
Hey kids, we're going to go up. Are you ready?
The mission for the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Aviation Unit is calls for service. We're a support unit for deputies on the ground. We also look for lost kids, elderly people who get lost. One of the things we want to talk about is the camera, one of the primary things that we use to help our mission. It's a pretty powerful camera. We can climb pretty high and still see a lot of detail. We can read car tags from quite a distance up. As you come up on this side, this is the pilot side of the helicopter, and this is the side that where the pilot would sit and fly. And if you're looking in, this is what we call a cyclic. If I push it forward, the helicopter will go forward. If I pull it back, the helicopter will back up, right or left. And then this stick here, if I pull that up, the helicopter goes up. If I push it down, the helicopter will go down. And then I've got a couple of pedals down here. And if I push the pedals left or right, well then my helicopter will turn just on a center point, left or right. The entire helicopter control mechanisms are computerized, right? So I've got computer screens. It's almost like a big video game when we're flying. Also, we were talking about night vision goggles, and that's what night vision goggles look like on a helmet. That's what we'd be wearing at night. When President Trump was still in office and he would come down here and visit, we were the only aircraft that was allowed to fly and maintain aerial surveillance and security for the President of the United States.
Hey kids, I'm going to show you how to hook up to the aircraft now, okay? Come on. I'm Deputy Miller with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. I've been with the agency for about 5 years now. All right, so hold right there. The way I'm turning my head no, I'm actually communicating, talking to the guy in the helicopter to tell him to lower the cable or lower this hook. And then this signal right here means stop lowering the hook. I'm one of a small group of deputies who's trained up for the aviation search and rescue side. That means we use aircraft such as this one to go out and look for people who are lost or experiencing a medical emergency. Okay, so the harness that I'm wearing this is a multi-point safety harness. It has leg straps, there's a belly strap essentially, and then a chest strap. Search and rescue bump helmet. From here to disconnect, stand, and we're good. And then the helicopter pilot and the hoist operator can bring the cable up, and I can get to work helping whoever needs help on the ground.
Hey kids, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Remember, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office is here to serve and protect. Until the next time, be safe.
A Florida Highway Patrol state trooper was struck from behind.
It only takes seconds for a devastating accident to happen.
In this case, both the driver and the trooper were injured.
When you see lights flashing on the side of the road, you need to move over, and if you can't move over, slow down and use caution.
Our emergency workers must operate in a dangerous area.
So follow the law and give us some space.
It's for your safety and ours.
And now for some news and notes from around the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. It's been 3 years since someone viciously took the life of Tommy Neal Jr. and left him inside of a car in unincorporated West Palm Beach. The smallest detail can make a huge difference in the investigation. Help us seek justice. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-458-TIPS. Our homeless outreach team and the Walmart on Belvedere and 441 have been working to keep our homeless community warm during the colder weather. Thanks to some discounts, we were able to get close to 200 blankets. Also, a big thanks to the special residents who donated blankets. It's really a team effort. There is no place for hate in Palm Beach County. That's our motto in the name of an anti-bullying program we are part of year after year. This program teaches elementary school students how to identify and resolve bullying. Our deputies in Lake Worth Beach heard that Barton Elementary School has a Saturday ESOL class. ESOL stands for English for Speakers of Other Languages. To help out, we provided some nutritional snacks for the students and the staff. With the colder weather, we can't help but think about our missing youth. Between 1.6 and 2.8 million teens run away each year. We have created a designated page for Palm Beach County runaways. Just go to Facebook groups and search PBC Missing Youth. On this Facebook page, you will see the pictures of some of the missing kids. Let's bring them to safety, whether that means home or to a place where they can be loved and taken care of. 35 years of service. We thank you, Michelle DeLaura, and congratulate you on your retirement. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. A very special thank you to the amazing person who left these on 15 of our cars at the South Florida Fair. We appreciate the kindness. Just a reminder that we are hiring. Let your friends know up north they can come down to Palm Beach County and enjoy the sunshine and be part of the PBSO family. PBSO was excited to participate in the opening of Limestone Creek Park in Jupiter. What a beautiful place for children to play and the community to come together. Hey, Palm Beach County, help us welcome this young rookie to the PBSO family. Deputy Royce will be serving the streets of Lake Worth Beach. We wish you well in your new job. And PBSO recognized National Mentoring Month. Please reach out if you're interested in joining our mentoring program and helping us make a difference. Now, back to you, Sheriff Bradshaw.
Okay, that'll do it for this episode of Behind the Star. On behalf of the men and women of the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, thank you for watching.